Series 2, how I want a Series 2 of Schwarzes Marken. I have been impressed with how this anime managed to entertain me thoroughly with its consistently effective atmosphere. So in episode 12 of Schwarzes Marken, Theodore and company fight off Beatrix above Berlin in an all-out mecha battle for some reason. Then the silver-haired girl dies whilst protecting Anett for some reason. Darn it, I really wanted the silver-haired girl to get some development. She could have been a really interesting character. And Katia makes a televised speech about how both West Germany and East Germany should work together, and somehow that makes the citizens protest against the Stasi. Nothing really makes sense in the first half of this episode, and I must admit, I did get worried that this final episode would be a really shallow ending to what has been a good series, judging by that first half, but I guess since this is a mecha anime at the end of the day, we needed to see some big mecha battle at the end to wrap everything up and get rid of the bad guys of this series. Yes, Beatrix gets her ass kicked by Theodore after Theodore fucking grabs a giant weapon from the ground to use against Beatrix's tiny knife. Bigger is better, I guess. So anyway, once the action is out the way, we get to the more interesting drama stuff. Axeman gets Aristina out of the prison and takes her to a forest for some reason, but then Aristina proceeds to fight with Axeman. That's right, there's an actual human fight scene in a mecha anime episode. How unexpected! But then, and I know a lot of this episode doesn't make that much sense, something actually annoying happens. Anett arrives with a pistol just as Aristina is fighting Axeman, and instead of Anett shooting Axeman dead, Anett fucking throws the pistol at Aristina, even though Aristina is clearly handcuffed. What the fuck, Anett? You threw a pistol at your handcuffed commander. Why? You should have just shot Axeman in the face. How is Anett still alive in this series? Anyway, due to Anett's stupidity, Aristina gets shot dead. Great, the highly talented commander is now dead. Well done, Anett. Good luck trying to survive the next series. So, with East Germany and West Germany coming together because they bought Katia's words for some reason, Katia becomes a politician somehow, the politics girl survives the burning library somehow, and Theodore visits Katia for some unknown reason. The end. So yeah, the first half of this episode was worryingly shallow, but the emotional second half more than made up for all that. We even got to see a little humans versus the beta, so this final episode was not just about humans versus humans. In terms of my final thoughts for this series of Schwarzes Marken, wow! This is what Total Eclipse should have been, a dark and engaging mecha anime about what humans do when they are faced with an unstoppable force. People don't fuck around when they're up against beta monsters, Total Eclipse. People would get paranoid and go at each other's throats, according to Schwarzes Marken. I was worried that this anime, just like Total Eclipse, would give us 2 good episodes at the start, then throw everything out the window and just give us laziness for the rest of the series. But no, we actually got 12 solid episodes of dark atmosphere, and I loved it. The atmosphere in this anime is this anime's biggest selling point because it was just so engrossing. The snow, the human conflict, the despair, the distrust, it all came together to give me enough feels to keep me hooked throughout, and that's all this anime, an anime that's about kids fighting aliens, really needed to do. Now, I will admit that Schwarzes Marken doesn't really have that much of a story, to the point where I did find it quite difficult to understand what was going on most of the time, and none of the characters get any interesting development, but I really didn't mind all that. The point of this anime is to be a dark and atmospheric mecha anime, not to be some really character or story driven anime. But the main flaw I see is the characters' eyes. What the hell happened to the characters' eyes? They're all really flat for some reason, and all that was really distracting throughout this series. I didn't really care that much about the opening and ending theme songs too, although the music within the episodes themselves was Very subtle, yet intense. And why is this anime called Schwarzes Marken? Surely there's more easier to read names that could have been used instead. Surely this anime deserves the widest audience possible. I liked this anime. Overall, Schwarzes Marken is a huge improvement over Total Eclipse, and I recommend Schwarzes Marken to those who love their TV shows dark. 4 stars out of 5.